Nice. Hi there. Okay, this is not working. Hi there. Hi there. Hi there. Okay, I'm just gonna repeat that. Hi there, my name is Aisha. I am an illustrator and a graphic designer with over a decade of experience. I'm Moroccan and I'm currently based in the US. Today's video is an open invitation into my creative business quest. I'm gonna be talking about my strategy to tackle the business side of being a professional creative. I'm gonna be doing this for 3 reasons. First of all, embracing vulnerability. I'm deeply convinced that being vulnerable is not a flaw, and intentional openness is just showing that we're human, showing that we're real, showing that we're authentic, and it helps us build strength and build bridges and connect with people. So why not? Also, the dominant culture nowadays is mainly about showing how we're all thriving and succeeding at doing whatever we are doing, which is not true all the time. So I think it's very important to share all aspects of a chosen path so that we don't mislead people. It's not all pink. Believe me, it is not all pink. It's not all pink. The second reason why this video exists is for inspiring and informing, as I want all this channel to be. Again, I strongly believe that there is somebody somewhere who needs to hear this now. I think for me, it's my little participation in giving a broader, very diverse image of what it is to be in the creative industries, because we can be in many different ways, and being self-employed or a freelancer is also a way of being part of the creative industries. I think it will inform and help people make up their mind before jumping into something that they maybe fantasize or think it's not what it is. Third reason why I'm doing this video is building a community. Freelancing is a very lonely practice. We can all agree on that, and I'm sure that a lot more people now that remote work is a thing will relate to that, because working from home and not having a team can feel lonely and very hard. I was lucky enough to have an awesome community where I was living before, but this is something I've been missing a lot since I moved away, and I find it hard to connect with creatives where I am. So I'm hoping that the internet is gonna have more to offer than the small town I'm in. I have faith in technology and wireless stuff and magic. That being said, please do not hesitate. If you want to reach out, send an email, connect in any way. I am open and ready. I'm ready to be your friend. I'm ready to become your friend. So for some context, I launched my first business as a creative in 2013 in Morocco, in Casablanca. My practice was growing, shifting, branching in a very satisfying way for 6 years before I decided to challenge myself a little bit and go live abroad and join art school. It didn't go as planned, but I kept doing work a little bit all over Europe. Soon after COVID hit, and so that hugely affected a part of my practice. Shortly after, I moved to the US, where I have zero connections and where arts and culture are not seen and handled the same way as anywhere I've been before. And so, in short, the last 5 years have been very restless and challenging. Now here's the mind shift. Starting from the beginning of this year, I finally felt ready, strong enough, and supported to be able to take the chaos in my professional life as an opportunity to redefine my purpose. What do I want my practice to be? Why and how? And this was a game changer, just from a psychological point of view, once I sat down and I seriously thought about those questions. Let's start with the what. Do I want to keep taking commissions and only taking commissions? Do I want to dedicate myself 100% to working on my projects? Do I want to split my time between commissions and projects in a way that makes sense to me? Do I want to work for somebody else? What business model do I want to use? Do I want to apply for artist grants and opportunities? What do I want to say? What do I have to tell? To whom do I want to talk through my artworks and projects, etc., etc. So once the first question, what, is answered, it automatically led me to the second question, why. This is a very simple exercise, but believe me, it's a game changer. If you are struggling with your creative path now, just try what, why, and how. So let's say I decided to go with dedicating myself 100% to creating my own projects, maybe sometimes working on commissions that I really feel are exceptional and that I want to use my capital to finance myself. Why? Is it because I want more independence? Is it because I have more defined financial goals? Is it because commissions are not enough of a sustainable model for the way I want to grow? Or is it simply because that is all I ever wanted and that's what I want to do for the rest of my life? So answering the what and why is just giving you your artist statement or your mission. Let's move on to the how now. Once those two questions are answered, what do I need to change or to start doing for me to serve my goals and my purpose in the best way? The main thing that I figured I needed after having thought about it so long was organizing myself and setting up priorities. Continuous learning is something I also want to do. I really enjoy learning new stuff. Staying curious, aiming for mastery, working on my craft, consistency and mastery. Answering this question basically gives me my values for my business. Answering those three questions, one after the other, I managed to get my mission, my vision, and my values. And this makes work make sense a lot more. So just to be clear, the process was not as smooth and structured as in this video. This is super heavily scripted. In order for me to envision, to formulate, and to start implementing the values to serve the objectives I had for my creative business, I have tapped into a lot of resources from which I'm gonna share the best here. Today, I'm just gonna start with 3 books. One for productivity, one for business, and one for philosophy of life or way of being in general. If I had to pick 3 of all the books I've been reading, and I think just this year I've read more than 20 for business and self-development and all that, it would be those books. Okay. So the first is this one. So it's Getting Things Done by David Allen. So this book I've been heavily marking, as you can see here, is an amazing resource, not only for creatives, but whoever is, I don't know, overwhelmed by the amount of tasks they have to do or having a hard time to find a balance between their professional and personal life. This is an amazing resource. The GTD method, as it's called, helps organize tasks into trusted systems so that you free your mind. That's as easy as it is. The core principles of the method are 5. Capture all your thoughts, ideas, tasks, whatever you have on your mind in a trusted system. Clarify, define what's next actions and outcomes. Organize, set up categories for different types of tasks. Reflect, regularly review your system and update it when needed. And finally, engage, make informed choices about what you are going to do or work on next. This system is truly for anyone. You don't have to be creative. You don't even have to be working. As long as you have a life, you have certain things to do. And so the earlier you start implementing the system, the better it is, because you're going to get used to it and it's just going to evolve into being something very necessary in your life, something that you cannot work without and of a huge value. Highly, highly recommend it. I will not recommend it enough. A Company of One by Paul Jarvis, or How to Be Successful, Staying Small, Efficient, and Goal-Oriented. This sounds like music to any self-employed or lonely freelancer's ears. In this book, Paul Jarvis explains how there are other ways to thrive than burning yourself out to be successful. It just drills in you that building a business is not about endless growth, but about purposeful impact. And that is music to my ears. Thank you, Paul. Highly recommend. The last but not least book is Essentialism by Greg McKeown. I hope I'm saying his name right. This book is fantastic. It's about saying no to non-essential commitments and freeing space for rest and renewal. It's a very refreshing perspective that I often also go back the same way as the GTD method when I feel a little bit overwhelmed. This is a necessary reference on my bookshelves. Highly recommended as well. I cannot recommend this enough. Do we have some time to recommend a podcast? What do you say? I say yes. Let's do it. Okay, you won't regret listening to this one. Trust me. Creative Boom. It's called Creative Boom. This is an inspirational resource. So the host, Kathy Cohen, I hope I'm not saying her name wrong, is in conversation with creatives about their careers, their professional paths, their mistakes, their failures, their successes, their challenges, and it's very inspiring to have a sneak peek of what's happening in the lives of creatives that we follow, and we know their work, but we don't know how they got to that place. And so the tone is nice and there's tons of information. Go for it, please. Creative Boom is also a web-based platform that covers a range of topics from illustration to graphic design to animation to advertising. I will recommend subscribing to their newsletter because 2 reasons. It's not invasive and I always get something out of it. Big yes to Creative Boom. Thank you, by the way. And that's a wrap for today. I miraculously survived my first video in English. I truly hope there was something for each and every one of you who watched this video today. And I'm here for you if you have any questions or comments. Until next time, keep creating and stay inspired. Thank you for watching. Wow, that was really nice. Should I just